So tonight what I thought I would paint is an abstract watercolour tutorial, and in some ways I don't know why it's a tutorial, because I'm learning as I go really. This process I'm still not hugely familiar with, so it's a tutorial for me too. So if you want to join in, then that's great. So I'm painting on a Reeves BFK full sheet, or full sheet that I buy anyway, 56 by 76 centimeters, and I'm just wetting the page with this hake brush, and I'm getting it nice and wet, because so far, and some people had some good suggestions of, like, you could put it on a Perspex sheet. I don't have one of them big enough. And to wet the undersurface, again, that's probably a good idea. It would wet it even more thoroughly. But I suppose I don't want to weaken the tape that it's attached to. But it would attach underneath better, obviously, if it was all wet under here, like under on the board, and then wet from underneath. But also be harder to dry and things. So I'm just going to continue doing it in this way for now, until I get a nice big piece of Perspex. I like that idea. So I'm wetting it thoroughly, and my idea for tonight is very monochromatic. So I'm going to use a tube of Payne's Grey, Winsor & Newton, Artist Quality. And I've got a bit of an idea in my head of kind of how I would like this to go. But we'll see. I've got my trusty spray bottle here. And I suppose even though you're not really meant to, I'm planning on just coming in with a very, I suppose, really watered down. That's my plan, like really water this down in this midsection here. I'll start to do a bit of work there. That's my plan. So I suppose what happens is that as you do these processes more, you can start to have a bit of a rough plan. You get to know kind of what it does, and then you might start to formulate an idea in your head of what you want it to look like. So all I'm doing is obviously just tilting the board a bit. So you can see here, my paper is bulbousing up just here, probably because it's a bit dry just there. But I wanted to try and keep a bit of a dry bit for later on. Now, I don't know if this is all going to go horribly wrong. I've got this bit of cadmium red. I'm going to put it into this spray bottle and then spray a bit on. We'll see what happens there. I wanted a bit of warmth up here, and so we'll just see. Interesting. Again, me not being very familiar with this process still is leading me to do too much. Like, I really like this landscape right at the beginning, and I keep taking it too far, I think, and then it loses some sharpness and it just turns into a bit of a soggy mess. But it's interesting to try these things, but so I'm just going to see if I can turn this into something that I like, but we'll see, like whether I just do too much, whether I make the wrong decisions. might just try this big sable that I got off Amazon, which I don't use very often because I like my smaller sable more. It's a pure Kolinsky sable. This will be a good test actually. If I want to soak up pigment, what's the best brush to do it with? That will be an interesting. Sorry I'm not talking a lot. I find it very difficult when I don't know what I'm doing to talk and paint at the same time. But I was reading some notes in Tony Smilett's new book the other day, and that he's put out, and he was kind of saying it's kind of the apprentice's job really to watch and learn, not actually the teachers, and I kind of agree with that in a way. Like it's your guys' job in a way to kind of watch me as well as you can and to learn from that. Learn by watching and doing and watching and doing. Alright, I'm just going to dry this. So before I dry too much, I've decided to just put on a bit more pigment here and use a bit of this. And then I just want to use something. I'll do that later. I'll keep drying. normally I might work, if I wasn't trying to demonstrate to you guys, I might just keep working on it while it's leant up against the wall, jump in, do something, jump back, in and out and in and out, and that way then I don't have to keep coming back onto the desk here because I can't see it from a distance on the desk. But what I'm going to do is just lift out some lights. I don't want to go back to the white of the paper. I feel as though at the moment if I did that it would be a little bit too much. But we'll see how white I can get it because the pigment has been I'm just using the screen actually, the recording screen to because it's almost like viewing it from a distance. I think because it is quite a large piece. I'm just going to dry that for a second. Yeah, I might. I know I said I was not going to, but I think I'm just going to go back to the white. So thanks for joining me tonight for this abstract watercolor tutorial. This was definitely a tutorial for me. It's an extremely abstract painting that I've produced here, and I don't know if you guys can see what I can see. From this up close, I don't think this painting makes any sense whatsoever, really. If someone came in close to have a look at it, they'd just think it was a random bunch of marks and scribbles. But from a distance, I think that it looks like a river scene for me. So this is the river here, and this is the edge catching a reflection with dark edge here right up into here. And this is the trees here, and this is the reflection here, some bushes here, this is the river system here. And I don't know if you guys can see any of that, because I think sometimes my brain can create an image out of anything a bit. So thanks for joining me. I'd like to thank again my subscribers, my growing number of subscribers. It's really cool. I'm just doing what I love doing, and you guys seem to like it. I'd like to thank Stone for getting me to go down this path, and Lena Gemzo for, like, this is kind of her style in a way, but then me doing what I want to do. And if you guys have a go at painting any of my paintings, then and you want me to have a look, then put them up on Instagram and hashtag Scott Swinson. And then I'll get them in, I'll get an alert and I'll have a bit of a look and I'll make a comment. So that's a cool way of sharing and me being able to check out how you're going. So thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode. Good night. Thank you.